Shit. Man, I gotta take these things off. So, anyways, it's 7 a.m. Just got done my morning exercise, and before I went out, I was like scrolling through YouTube, and I ran across this dude from, what was his name, Splinter, but I ran across him. His channel was Prison POV, and it just started giving me flashbacks of my homie Papaw. Papaw was about 55 years old, looks exactly like Splinter. It was about 2022 I met this individual. I just came from Philly. I had to go up there. One of my people got, capped in the head, sent to the upper room, So I come back down. I'm staying with this dude. Me and him make music together. We used to bounce together at a few clubs down south. We're sitting there drinking, and somebody knocks on his door. This dude never has no company. I'm like, huh. So he answers it. Man, this dude comes in with a huge ass pit bull. Now Papaw, he's probably like 6'2", tatted up, just covered in tats. It's kind of winter time. I just remember like he walked past me because the couch was against the wall, and I see these big boots, black pants, leather jacket. Big pit bull comes running in. I'm like, I look up, just he's pretty well put together, but you can tell that he's a woohoo. And I meet him. He sits down. I pour him a drink. We start talking. Next thing you know, Bubble comes out, going around. I didn't even know my homie did this shit at the time, right? But he's like, yo, Doc, you smoke? I'm like, mm-hmm. We start smoking. He starts going on about, like, all this crazy shit, right? I'm just, like, watching the old head, and he's just going on and on. I'm like, damn, dude, this motherfucker's nuts, right? Anyways, he ends up leaving. He just, whatever, gotta go do his thing, right? And, me and old boy's sitting there, we're still watching UFC fights, drinking. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, that dude used to run with my dad. So, his dad was, my roommate's dad was actually an old cook for, and he used to run with some clubs down there. That's a story for another time. But, anyways, December 13th, Papaw died. I found out in January on my birthday that he died. And it kind of upset me because I've been wanting to make it back down south to see him. One thing about Papaw, he was a character, man. He was somebody that would give you his all. Anything he could give you, don't matter how down and out he was, he'd give you, Rather it's his last thing of dope, his last hit of heroin. Because his whole thing was, hey man, I'm well, I'm good, I can get more. But I had probably some of the best times in my life with this man. What was it? Yeah, there was a time I just remember I was like laying in bed. I'm laying in bed. It's about 3, 4 in the morning. And I got this female friend over that we make content. We film together and stuff, but we're kind of like, I don't know if we're dating or what. She's basically just living with me. Should be cooking us dinner every day, whatever, My homie go work, I go work, I come home, she's there. And, I don't even know why the fuck she was homeless. She had a fucking brand new Dodge truck. She had what the fuck? I don't know, it was like a lifted Dodge, brand new. And then she had like some kind of Chevy Equinox. Anyways, I don't know. I guess she's an army brat. But so me and her laying in bed, we just get done filming. I'm all wore out, I start dozing off. I hear boom, 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 boom on the door. I fucking roll over. I jump over her. I grab the pew out my drawer, cock it, bang. I run down the hallway. My roommate, he comes out all like, half asleep. He opens the door and I'm behind him. I'm like, just peeking, right? It's fucking Papaw. Fucking Papaw comes in. He has a bag on him. He got a big black eye. He comes in. His dog runs in. The cats start going crazy. My dog's in the room already. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, man, these 7 motherfuckers just jumped me. And he's like pulling up his shirt and, he's all fucked up. So, I let them talk. I get back in there. My homie, my roommate, he's over there. His cat's like clawing up him, just like fucking him up. He got blood everywhere. The dog's trying to attack the cat. I'm like, click, click. Take the one out the chamber. Fucking throw it, fucking put that shit away. Go in the room with old girl. Spend the night with her. So, a few hours later, he's like, Doc, I need a ride. I'm like, fuck. she gets up, she cooks us all breakfast and shit. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, man, listen, dude, I just need a ride down the street. I'm like, alright. I got my flip-flops on now. I gotta go find my boots and shit, because, you know, if he needs a ride, come on, Papaw, where the fuck you gonna take me? We get in the car. We go directly down the street, right? Probably, like, go out, make it right, go down probably like 5 houses. He's like, pull in their front yard. I'm like, what the fuck? So I pull in these people's front yards. I'm like, how many people in the house? How many people in the house, and who's all here? He's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. This motherfucker starts going through the yard. There's like a truck parked over there. And he pulls out this backpack, and he starts like taking all this shit out of it. And the next thing you know, like fucking dirty underwear start falling out. Then he goes in the truck. He starts like taking tools and all types of shit. I'm like, Papa, get your ass in the fucking car. I didn't take you to go rob somebody, dude. He's like, no, it's all my shit. It's all my shit. So we get him back in the fucking car. We get back to the house, and I'm walking in, and I see a huge ass, well, not huge ass, but I see a sawed off, you know, it's like, you know, just sitting there on the porch, and I'm like, I tell my roommate, I'm like, yo, is that yours? And Papa was like, oh man, shit, I forgot about that. I left it out here. I left it out here because I didn't want to bring it in the house, because I didn't know if you guys were allowed to have anything in the house. I'm like, dude, like, you be bringing dope, you be bringing all types of shit over here. You got this crazy ass fucking pit bull, just cheap, like, and you're gonna leave a sawed off right here on the fucking porch to where, like, neighbors and kids and shit can just grab it. He's like, well, hell, boy, I put my umbrella over it. I'm like, why the fuck did you put the umbrella over it? He's like, because I didn't want it to get wet. I'm like, oh my god. So this time, old girl comes out, you know, she's about fucking 5'2", fucking thick, built like a little fucking brick house. She's like, hey, gentlemen, get the fuck in here. I made you guys. And I felt so bad, because I'm not saying she knows about the lifestyle or doesn't, but she was pretty, like, clean cut, you know, no drugs, no, you know, just pretty well put together, right? Even though I don't know how to fuck. We're gonna have to get into that. So, we're sitting there, we're all eating. Well, me and her's in the room eating. Then me and her's making more videos, doing our thing. And, Papaw comes, like, pounding on my door, because I'm, like, smacking shit out of her, like, when, you know, just, like, and she's like, ah, and he's like, are you fucking beating her? And she's like, get out of here, Papa, I like it. So, after all that goes on, fucking, I go in the room, and he's like, damn, dude, I thought you were, like, killing that bitch. And I'm like, did you bring your in the house? He's like, no. So I go out to the porch, I get it, disengage it, right? I turn around, she's looking at me, she's like, what the fuck, where did that come from? And it was just like, it was just chaos anytime Papaw came around. He ends up leaving. Now, let's fast forward to about 9 o'clock that night. Old girl leaves. Now, me and my roommate, we're sitting there making music. We're turning up, and I'm just sitting there with the headphones on in front of the computer. Somebody knocks on the door. I'm like, huh. He's like, yo, is the old girl coming back? I was like, no. I'm like, huh. So he goes and answers the door, and I could hear it's a dude through the microphone. So I get up, I walk, I'm like, yo, what's up? And, like, he's like, oh, nothing, I just came over here to see him. And my homie, he's like, he doesn't, like, really remember the dude or know the dude, right? He's lived there for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and he's like, dude, I don't know you. He's like, yeah, man, you're the dude that gave me you let me use your air compressor so I could fill up my flat tire in the parking lot. And I was like, damn, dude, you got an air compressor? He's like, yeah, it's in the closet, you know. So me and him start bullshitting, and then the dude pulls out a fat joint. He's like, man, you guys want to smoke? And I'm like, dude, he doesn't fucking know you. I don't know who you are. And then he brought up, like, some lady named Nancy or something. And my homie's like, oh, that's right. Yeah, you're an old girl. He's like, yeah, come on in. So now this dude is in the room. My homie got a leather couch in his room. It's a little studio. We're sitting there. They're smoking a joint. I don't smoke weed. And he starts talking about, like, you know, UFC and everything and all these fights. We start talking about, like, Matt Hamill. No, not Matt. Matt Lindland. The one deaf dude. What's his name? Hummel. BJ Penn, Chemo, Cabbage, Cabrera, you know, so me and him get into that, but then he starts going on, he's like, man, you guys see Papaw around here? And I turn and look at him. I'm like, nah, I don't know who that is. And my homie, he's sitting on the bed. This dude's on the couch. He's like, well, if you guys see him, you know, be careful. He's a thief and this and that. And I'm going to fucking kill him when I see him. And I turn and look at my homie, and I look at him, and I'm like, oh, man, this dude's in the wrong house to be talking like this. Because at this point, like, me and Pops is cool, you know, and it's a friend of his dad's, and it's like, oh, man, dude. And Papaw's a solid fucking dude, you know. And I'm like, I'm looking at my homie, like, you know. And he's like, no, don't do it, don't do it. I'm like, all right. So I go back making my music. And he just keeps on going about Papaw. He's a crackhead, all this shit. And then he starts like, hey, man, do you guys, you know? I was like, yo, homie, I think it, you know, it may be time for you to go. Like, we don't fuck around with that shit. We drink, and, you know. He's like, so what, you guys, like, don't smoke meth? And I'm like, dude, who the fuck smokes meth? We like smoking crack, bro. Like, we're 90s babies, duh. Well, 80s babies, right? We smoke crack. We don't smoke meth. And he's like, oh. So, my roommate's, like, walking this dude out. And I hear the door shut. I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, because they're joking. The next thing I know, I hear fucking hollering. I get up, I run to the front door. Fucking, this dude's on this side of his truck. And my roommate's over there with a fucking Christmas tree. Bang, bang, just hitting him over the fucking head. And I'm like, okay. So I run down, and now the dude's like running from both of us. I'm like, what the fuck happened? He's like, dude, he tried to steal my DVDs. He's like, man, those are some nice DVDs. And then I went to the bathroom, and I came out, and he was looking through them. And then, like, I told him get out. And then I was like, okay, so what happened out here? He's like, I was just telling him to get the fuck out of here, and he's called me a bitch. And I said, where the fuck did you get the Christmas tree from? He said, I took it out the back of his truck. He was probably out stealing shit, and he stole a Christmas tree, so I fucking beat him with it. And I was like, oh. Oh my God. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So anyways, roommate back in the house. I'm telling this dude, listen, dude, get in your truck, get the fuck out of here. It's not going to be good for you. You're not going to make it home tonight. Get the fuck out of here, dude. He's like, fuck you, you big bitch. Bang, grab him by his fucking neck. Get him in his truck. He fucking leaves. He's like, I'm going to kill you when I come back. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Now, it's about 1 in the morning. We're all like, tore up, just like we're trying to figure out, like, what the fuck that happened with Papaw the night before. And then this dude came, and it's like, I was like, did you really know the dude? And he's like, yeah, I did give him an air compressor, pump up his tire. And I was like, that motherfucker came back a year later to smoke a joint with you? That's kind of fucking weird, you know? Next thing you know, I hear a whole bunch of fucking motorcycles. And then, someone knocks on the door. Once again, my homie's like, I'm not answering that. I'm like, dude, stay the fuck in your room. I got it. So, you know, the fucking door got like a peek hole in it. I avoid the fucking door. We had a bay window, and then we had a kitchen window. I go over to the kitchen window. I see a motorcycle out there. It sounded like there's a few. I couldn't see the other ones. So I try, like, avoid the peek hole so they can't see my shadow walking back and forth in front of it. And I'm, like, standing in the dark in the corner, and I see fucking Papaw out there doing something in like, a bush with flowers. Open the door. I'm like, Papaw, get the fuck in here. Let's go. And I'm like, where the fuck did you steal that Harley from? I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, ah, man, you know, boy. He's like, here, he gave me his helmet. He's like, here, go take it for a ride. I'm like, dude, we need to talk. Like, who is this dude? He's like, oh, you mean the retard that lives down the street? I was like, yeah. He's like, does he have a speech impairment? Does he always stutter? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he's mad because I fucked his mom in the ass. Well, actually, I went to his house to see if he had any weed, and he did. And he gave me a joint that he rolled, and I lit it, and then I put it in reverse, and I drove off with it, and he tried to jump in the car, and he's halfway hanging out the window, and I drove down the street with him until he fell out. I was like, oh my fucking God. I'm like, so why the fuck, like, I'm like, when did this happen? He's like, oh man, that was years ago. But I did fuck his mom in the ass last week, and he's mad because I got AIDS, and I fucked his mom in the ass, but his mom already had AIDS, so nobody cares. I'm like, I'm looking at my homie, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Now my phone rings. It's old girl. She pulls up with her fucking big ass Dodge truck, loud as shit. We go in the room. We're fucking. Pawpaw's old lady comes over, pounding on the door. They end up arguing. They leave. But this is just like, I don't know. Just I was watching the dude Splinter, and I was like, dude, like that is like a splitting image of Papaw. And yo, Papaw was such a good dude, but it was always fucking chaos or something with him, you know? And it's like, but it was crazy I seen that Splinter dude, and like I've been thinking about Papaw since I left Tennessee. Like one time, me and my girlfriend was fighting, and she was at a bar, whatever. She calls me, because we're fighting, she ain't talking to me, but she calls me, says some dude's fucking with her. So I go over to this fucking bar. I'm in the parking lot, and now the dude ain't there, but now me and her arguing, and then this other dude shows up, so I start fucking smashing the windshield. I'm like, bang, bang, just hammer fisting the shit out of it. Another fucking dude comes, big ass chaos. I fucking get out of there, I hop in my car, fucking cops are, I'm like, fuck. I fucking flying down the road, I fucking forgot that Papaw lives like, so I fucking hit the turn, whap, go. I fucking pull up in his yard, he's like, what the fuck are you doing, boy? He's like, is that for you? I'm like, he's like, park the car behind my house and take my van, get the fuck out of here. Park the car behind his house, he throws a tarp over it. Fucking, I hop in his fucking shitty ass Dodge van that only starts once in a while. That night it started. Hop in it, fucking gone. And he ended up bringing my car back. But dude, like, fucking Papaw, I'll tell you. I got more stories about him. I just wanted to say like a little brief little thing, and I got done my exercise this morning. Yeah, so have a good one, guys.